Morning, everyone. We are having technical difficulties with YouTube channel this morning. I have been trying to get our summer reading video uploaded all day yesterday. It went all last night. And unfortunately this morning it is still not wanting to upload. So for those who do our summer reading at the same time every day with us at 9:30 in the morning on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I decided that we'll just jump on live here on Facebook instead. I'm still going to work on posting up that video on YouTube for those who tend to do our crafts and things like that a little bit later. Not at the exact same time, with us. So hopefully those will get going. I will also save and post this video. So however we can technically get it working, fingers crossed. I was hoping I'd get through all of summer reading virtual without any technical difficulties, but unfortunately, second to last day, we have technical difficulties. So sorry about that. Hope you guys can find this after I'm done doing our live. I'll post it out everywhere so that way you guys can read our story with us. For those of you who don't have our summer reading kits but would love to listen to a story with us, we read our story first and then we do our activities. So you guys are more than welcome to hang out and stick on and listen to our story today. It's all about fire and dragons and tacos. So we're going to read this book here today. And first, I'm apparently going to show you a very large picture of my hand. Dragons Love Tacos. And this book is written by Adam Rubin. So let's go ahead and get started. We're kind of holding this a little bit different than normal, so I apologize if I accidentally fumble things around today. But it says, "Hey kid, did you know that dragons love tacos? They love beef tacos and chicken tacos. They love really big, gigantic tacos and tiny little baby tacos as well." Why do dragons love tacos? Maybe it's the smell from the sizzling pan. Maybe it's the crunch of the crispy tortillas. Maybe it's a secret. Either way, if you want to make friends with the dragons, tacos are key. Hey dragon, why do you guys love tacos so much? But wait, as much as dragons love tacos, they hate spicy salsa even more. They hate spicy green salsa and spicy red salsa. They hate spicy chunky salsa and spicy smooth salsa. If the salsa is spicy at all, dragons can't stand it. Why do dragons hate spicy salsa? Well, just one drop of hot sauce makes a dragon's ear smoke. Just one single speck of hot peppers make a dragon's snort spark. Spicy salsa gives dragons the tummy troubles. And when dragons get the tummy troubles, oh boy. If you want to make tacos for dragons, keep toppings mild. Tomatoes, check. Lettuce, check. Cheese, check. These are all good toppings for tacos for dragons. Hey dragon, how do you feel about spicy taco toppings? His tongue's hanging out. Dragons love parties. They like costume parties and pool parties. They like big gigantic parties with accordions and tiny little parties with charades. Why do dragons love parties? Maybe it's the conversation. Maybe it's the dancing. Maybe it's the comforting sounds of a good friend's laugh. The only thing dragons love more than parties or tacos is taco parties. Taco parties are parties with lots of tacos. If you want to have some dragons over for a taco party, you'll need buckets of tacos, pant loads of tacos. The best way to judge is to get a boat and fill the boat with tacos. That's about how many tacos dragons need for a taco party. After all, dragons love tacos. Hey, dragon, are you excited about the big taco party? Does he look excited? Looks kind of happy, doesn't he? Just remember, dragons hate spicy salsa. Before you host your taco party with dragons, get rid of all the spicy salsa. In fact, bury the spicy salsa in the backyard so the dragons can't find it. You see him down there? These dragons love your taco party. They love the music. They love the decorations. They especially love the tacos. Congratulations! It's a good thing you got rid of all that spicy. Wait a second. What are those little green things in the salsa? You didn't read the fine print? Totally mild salsa. Now with spicy jalapeno peppers. Dragons, listen to me. Do not eat those tacos. Those little green specks in the salsa, those are jalapeno peppers. They are super spicy. I know you love tacos, dragons, but you are not going to love those tacos. Do not let those dragons eat those tacos. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Too late. Oh no. Whoops. Oh no, his house. Why would dragons help me rebuild your house? Maybe they're good Samaritans. Maybe they feel bad for wrecking it. Maybe they're just in it for the taco breaks. After all, dragons love tacos. The end. Those silly dragons. I love tacos. Do you guys like tacos? I like all sorts of tacos, but I'm kind of like the dragons. I'm not a big fan of spicy things, although I'm not cool and I can't breathe fire out of my mouth. But our dragons that we're going to make today will breathe fire out of their mouths. So go ahead and get your kits out. And I, Mrs. V, will get hers out here after I get things set up. So you're going to have toilet paper roll. You're going to have some fuzzy little balls. These are called pom-poms. And you guys might have different colors. And that's okay. You might have green ones. You guys might have green and black. You guys might just have both green. It does not matter. So if yours are a little bit different than somebody next to you, that's perfectly fine. However, you are going to have some that are bigger and smaller. That part is a must. You're going to have two little googly eyes, so make sure you don't lose them. You're going to have a green piece of paper and a bunch of tissue paper. Okay? So for right now, and then what we do need is we need glue, regular glue, and then and we need a glue stick. Also, you can use tape instead of the glue stick. However, we need the glue for when we glue these guys where they belong because it needs lots of glue because this is fuzzy and it doesn't like to stick very well, okay? So we do need that for sure. So we're going to set that aside. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take and put our green piece of paper on our toilet paper roll. Now, if you're using tape, you just need to put some tape on here, roll it around, put some tape at the end. If you're using your glue stick, put some glue here on the end. Try your best not to get it on the table. If you do, you'll have to wash it off. Mrs. V, if she gets some glue on the table, I'll have to wipe it off. Okay? And you're going to put it on here, and you're going to want to line it up on the edge. Now, it's okay if it sticks over a little bit. Some of your guys' might, some of it might not. You're going to kind of push down on it a little bit. Make sure it's good and stuck on there. And then you're going to use your little fingers and let it roll around. Okay? Once you get to the end, before you get all the way to the end, you're going to need to put some more glue. Again, if you're using tape, just grab some tape and put it and tape it on there, okay? If you're using the regular glue for your whole project today, this type of glue, you just need a little bit of line. You don't need a whole bunch if you decide to use your regular glue for everything today, okay? So we're going to roll that on there, and I'm going to do just like I did in the beginning. Smush, 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 press, 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 and press it on there, okay? Now, unfortunately, right now, if you're going your craft with this video live with me, you can't pause your video and finish up your steps like you normally can, okay? Now, however, if you're watching this live video afterwards, later on, you can pause and start it just like you do our regular videos over on YouTube. And Mrs. V is crossing her fingers that she can get her regular video on YouTube posted. But if nothing else, at least we've got this one for today. So if you're watching this later on, welcome. And you can pause it if you need to. So if you need to pause your video. But unfortunately, if you're watching with me right now live, you cannot pause the live video. So it's one of the tricky things. And one of the reasons why I actually didn't do them live all summer long was because you couldn't pause and stop if you needed to, if you needed more time to catch up. Or, for example, right now, someone could walk in the library, Mrs. V will have to go help them, check out their books or check in their books, or if the phone rings. So I apologize ahead of time. So far, so good. We haven't had any interruptions, but we could. And that was the other reason why I haven't done it this way the whole time either. I wanted to make it as easy as possible on you guys. But today, with just the way things are working out with our technical difficulties, the computer's just not working very well. So now I have it all nice and pressed. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to move my little guys over here out of the way. We need our tissue paper. You guys figured out what this is for? Oh, the fire. I know, you guys are so smart. Now, you guys should have about 8 to 9 pieces. Mrs. V had to make these super quick this morning because I had to quickly jump on to do the video this way since it wasn't working the other way. So my pieces are a whole lot bigger than yours, and I've only got a couple just so I can show you kind of how to do it. But you guys need to use all of your pieces if you would like. But the more you use, the better fire you'll have, okay? And you should have about 3 or 4 red ones, 3 or 4 orange ones, and 3 or 4 yellow ones. So you should have about 8 or 9 of them, okay? You're also going to have all of your pieces. Now again, mine's a lot bigger, but all of your pieces are going to be kind of the same. One end is bigger, one end is smaller. Now it might be kind of tinier like this, most likely, okay? What we're going to do, if you're using tape, you can just put one piece of tape on here and put it in there. If you're using your glue stick, you're going to use your glue stick like a dabbing dot. You're not going to go like this with it and run it across it like you normally would, because this is tissue paper. Look, this is super thin. Like, look, you can see my finger through it. It's that thin. So the glue will get it wet a little bit and it'll rip. We don't want that to happen. So what we're going to do is we're just going to dab a little bit all the way across the top of our bigger side, okay? See? And I just did it. It's very, very thin and sticky. So if this happens, you can put it back on there. You can just set it aside and it can go in the garbage. You don't need it. And of course now it's going to stick to Mrs. V's finger. So that's okay. It's going to happen. But that's part of the reason why we don't do it all the way across like this, because the tissue paper is very thin. So, and even if you have your fingers underneath here, and you go like that, you might even feel like your fingers are getting wet, even though the tissue paper's that. That's because the tissue paper's that thin, okay? So I feel like I have enough glue on there, and you can't really see it, and that's okay, but you know what's on there because it's kind of wet. And what we're going to do, you're going to stick your long end inside here. You don't have to stick it in very far, just enough that the glue sits there, and then you're going to kind of push it down. Now remember, your pieces are a little bit thinner than mine, so yours isn't going to go all the way around like this. Yours is just going to go a little bit, okay? And you're going to do this with all of your pieces. So when I get my second piece here, again, just kind of trying to dab some glue on it. It doesn't take a lot to make tissue paper really stick because it's so thin, it doesn't take very much. So I have some glue on this one, and I'm going to put it right next to it, touching it, and kind of next to it. See how it's over here. And if you look kind of close, we'll see if I can get it in there. It's kind of over the top of it, but not all the way over, so it keeps going all the way around, okay? I'm gonna get a yellow one here. Now, you guys can put them however you want. If you want all your yellow ones together, all your red ones together, all your orange ones together, you can put them all together in a row. If you want to do a color pattern and do like yellow, orange, red, you can do that. You can put them in here around however you like. You just want to make it to where your fire goes all the way around. So this one here, we're going to stick in here and put it all the way around. Orange one's getting in the way so you guys can't see. Okay? I'm kind of sticking it in there. Now, if you get towards the end and it's hard to do it this way because you can't get in there because all the other fire's in the way and stuff, you can hold it like, you can put it up like this and kind of fold your fire outward like this and then put it this way. So I'm going to use my last piece here real quick. Now again, you guys have a couple of pieces, a lot more pieces than I do because I just wanted to get a couple to show you how it's done. Okay? But once you go all the way around, you can keep going. What you're going to do is you're just going to kind of put it over. So see how it's all the way around, but this spot right here is kind of empty. So I'm going to put this one in here and I'm going to stick it in there and use my finger and push it down. See how that worked kind of easy when it's all nice and full? Okay? So we're going to go like that, and I'm going to call that good for my fire right now. Now your guys' might have a whole bunch more pieces. See, my fire pieces are a lot bigger. But this is what it's going to look like. Okay, and you go all the way around until you get them all in there. And then what we're going to do is, you guys see how there's a line from where our paper ended? We're going to make that our bottom of our dragon. So Mrs. V put it towards the bottom. And we're going to need our big glue now, okay? So we can put our taper glue stick away, and if you've been using your big glue the whole time, that's perfectly fine. If you did use your big glue for your tissue paper, you're going to find out you only need one tiny little dot, and it's going to make things kind of messy because that, like again, that tissue paper is super thin. Okay, so now we're going to get these guys going. So you've got your 3 pieces left here. You've got a big one, a little one, and your eyeballs. I want you to take your little ones, put them aside. We need our big ones and our eyeballs, okay? Now your big ones might be green, and they might not be as big as these, but they're definitely going to be bigger than your little ones, okay? So what we're going to need is we're going to need our glue, and you're going to need to squeeze quite a bit on here. Kind of a big pile there, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your little googly eyes. You're going to set your googly eye on inside that glue. Now, you set it nice, gently, and then just very gently push down with your finger. Okay? And there's that one for you. And we're going to set that aside for a second. We're going to do the other one. Whoop, like Mrs. V's glue's getting out. There it goes. Okay, we're going to put this one on here too. And you want to push it down just a little bit so you can see the glue around it. Oh, Mrs. V got a lot of glue on that one. See? I got a whole bunch of glue on that one. So that one might take a lot longer to dry. Now we're going to carefully take these guys and we're going to glue them on our dragon here. Okay? So I'm going to turn my dragon around and make his flame go the other way. So that way you guys, you can see better. Okay? And you're going to put glue here. I'm going to put glue here. And we're going to put glue here. Or you can make one big kind of line. I'm going to make one big kind of line here, and I'm going to put quite a lot because these guys are fuzzy and they don't stick very well. But you don't want to put too much glue because then all that'll happen is they'll just slide right off. So Mrs. V is going to kind of use a lot of glue, right? Now, you're going to want to make sure your eyeball part is facing towards your flame, okay? You set that one there, and I'm going to use that finger to hold it. And you might need some help from a grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, mom, dad, whoever's with you to kind of hold these a little bit. If you're, because see, my hands are kind of big, see, so I can hold this and hold my eyeballs. But if your hands aren't big enough, you might need a little bit of help, okay? But you're going to kind of want to hold them and push them down. But again, you can't push them too hard because we've got our googly eyes in the front that are trying to dry. So I'm going to kind of push down a little bit. I'm going to gently let go. Whoop. And that might happen. It might because this is round, it wants to roll. So if you find that yours is trying to want to roll one way, find something and set it next to it so it doesn't roll over. So like my glue stick can kind of stand next to it. Whoops, except I knocked it over to kind of hold it up. Okay, and you might find, like you can see my one googly eye is trying to kind of fall off a little bit because I put a little bit too much glue on it. So I'm just going to gently push him back in there. My flame's in the way. Gently push him back in there, okay? So we want to be very careful not to bump these guys. I'm going to set my glue stick next to him so he won't roll over. And now I'm going to get my little guys, and I'm going to do the exact same thing we did with these guys, except we're going to put them towards the front. What part do you think this is? His nose. You guys are so smart. So we're going to go, I'm going to put a little bit of glue. Now these guys are smaller, so I don't need as big of an area, okay? And we're going to do the same thing and put, you can do one at a time, or if you want to put both of them on there at the exact same time, you can do that. You can kind of push them down a little bit, and voila, we have a dragon. Now, our dragon is really wet, right? Because my eyeballs are kind of sliding around a little bit because it's not dry yet. So find a safe spot to put it aside and let it dry. And if your dragon wants to roll to one side or the other, or if it wants to roll to both sides, sit something next to it. It can even be a pencil laying this way on each side so it doesn't roll, let it roll over. It could be a book next to it. Just if you use a book, make sure not to get it too close to the glue part because we don't want to get glue on our stuff. So Mrs. V is going to put hers aside, and I'm going to set mine with my glue stick next to it so it doesn't roll over. And I have two dragons made because I had one beginning for an example and then one from my video that's not wanting to work very well right now and post for you guys. So I'm going to show you. Here is one. We've got finished dragons right here. And you know that they're good and finished because I'm wiggling them around and upside down, and what's not happening? Their eyeballs and noses aren't falling apart. So we know that these guys are good and dry and ready to play with now, okay? But the coolest thing about them is, look. If you blow into them, the fire moves. So if you take and you put your mouth on this part here, you don't have to put it on there and like touch it. You just actually have to put your lips next to it. So if you go like this, kind of make a blow face and put it right there and blow as hard as you can. You've got a fire-breathing dragon. So sorry about the technical difficulties, guys, that our YouTube video is not posting today, but hopefully you are able to catch on to this video. I'm going to post this video everywhere, so make sure that it gets out there so that way everybody has access to today's activity. Even though it's not the original video, we've still got it. So hope you guys have a great day. See you next time. Bye.